Everyone. Hello everyone. So this is your girl Lady Lecksi here. Those of you who know me, stop saying my name. I am going to be doing some zodiac readings. So we are in a Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. So I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of things going on. My last few videos just seem like they're all about cutting things out. So I don't know if those were direct messages to some of you that keep watching, which I mean, keep watching. Share, like, comment. Sharing is really important for me, not just for circulation, but also so we can kind of spread these messages, because they're not just for the immediate public. They are for everyone and anyone who is just looking for answers. So recently these like YouTube readings have been actually really helpful for me. So I am going to kind of share that love by doing the same. So today we're doing our first zodiac video, so I'm sorry if it's not perfect. But our first zodiac sign is Aries. So Aries, this is gonna be all about you. So I'm trying to look at these cards here and pick what would be a really good deck. I'm just gonna close my eyes and grab one. So we've got the past life cards. So these cards don't always have to be for past life readings. I've actually used them for just like current situation readings, and they really help. But just so you know, these are more tapered to reading for past life. So if some of you are having a hard time or you're having a really good time, and you kind of just want to know the ins and outs of it, we're going to use this deck. We also are going to clarify with this super adorable mini tarot deck. This is usually like my purse deck. I usually keep this on me at all times in case people want a reading. This is just the cover of the book. I'll show you the deck here in a second. But yeah, so that is going to be what we're doing today. We are going to be reading with the past life cards, and we also are going to be reading with the mini tarot. So without further ado, we're going to get this started. And Aries, we're going to get your video posted as soon as this video is over. We're going to post it, and then from there your messages will be out in the world. So woo! And I'm not gonna date these because I feel like zodiac readings, like not everybody of the same zodiac is the same or going through the same thing. Like our alignments are very similar, so maybe some of our situations are similar, or we're dealing with people that are going through these situations. But I'm not going to date these because I want you to kind of, in the future, if I have other ones that are up and stuff, like I want people to be able to click on a video and feel that vibration, feel that, you know, like somebody's listening to them without feeling like, oh, well, it's a super old video, so this doesn't apply to me. That's not the case at all. So just so you guys know, these are going to be click at any time videos. They are not specific. I do mention the Mercury retrograde in Aquarius, but you know, if at the time it doesn't apply to you, then girl, it doesn't apply to you, or boy, it doesn't apply to you. Like whoever is watching, it don't apply to you, person. Like let's be non-binary here. Okay? So and clear out my throat chakra. Looks like you've already got a couple cards. We're gonna give that one too. I think we're gonna do 3 past life cards, and then I will clarify with tarot, and then from there we'll see if you need advice or more on this outcome, or you know, just all the details. All right, I think that's good. So So, resetting my whole setup. The arts is the first one that comes out. So a lot of you may be like very artistic, or there's a piano and a guitar here. So some of you may even be like musically inclined. But Aries, it looks like you're settling into your passions is what I'm hearing. Like what I get from this card is that you're settling into your passions. You're finally coming to that point where you feel like you can be creative and free and loving, and you just want everyone to hear your music. So, this is a really good card, Aries. But then it's followed by male and female. So hang on, let me show you these cards because I'm kind of just throwing them down. So this is the arts card. See, the piano and the guitar, yay. And then we have the male and female card. Let's see. There we go. So we have the male and female card here. When I see this card, there are two things that I usually think of. The first is gonna be separation. Yeah, I'm fixing this while I record. I don't care. The first is going to be separation. So for some of you, if you're an Aries and you are separated from your partner, and it says male and female. And again, I'm going to try to be very non-binary here, just because one, I don't know who's watching, men like tarot too. I have lots of male friends that get their cards read by me. But male and female is here. Whenever I see that card, I think of it, because their backs are turned to each other, I always think of it as like a divorce card or a separation, or even an imbalance between your masculine and feminine energies within yourself are really dividing your union of self. So I'm going to say right now that this card is probably telling me that you're in separation from yourself, like your more masculine side or your more feminine side, because that's the real energy that I get from this. But some of you, if you are in a physical separation from someone where you guys are not talking, you're not interacting, or you are and you just don't live together, this card is basically indicating that it really looks like, just from the two cards that I've gotten here, the arts and male and female, you're separated from your passion. You're separated from that lackluster, you're just lackluster is the word I keep hearing, is just it's not good enough. So whatever you've been dealing with, it's just not good enough. Yeah, so it's not that special music that you were hearing before. So next we have phobias. This card is you being afraid, and it could be you being afraid of this separation. You could be afraid of, coming out of that separation. And it really just it says its own thing here, phobias, you are afraid. From a past life perspective too, I want to just put that out there because these are past life cards. It looks like in a past life you were a musician and you got divorced from your partner, and now that same fear of separation and loneliness is really coming back to creep up on you. So and maybe that's where that feeling of imbalance comes from, because I'm getting a lot of imbalance, not very much give and take, just a lot of fear of who you are and who you were. But I feel like with this very last card, before I show you guys, that this fear is spiritual. It's deep rooted. It's your soul that's feeling it. Now, this card is called the medicine man or woman. I love that they put both in there. But this is called the medicine man or woman. And this is where I get the sense that you were probably very passionate about, here, we're going to show you. You were probably very passionate in the arts, or just a passionate person, or in a passionate union. And this is your past life reading. So you were in a passionate union, very artistic, but you separated from it because you were afraid. And I don't know why you were afraid. We'll get that clarification here in a second. But yeah, you were very afraid of, you left the scene because you were afraid. So, and then this fear is now coming out in this life for whatever reason. So I specifics will come here in a second, but essentially, like, there's a lot of fear, and it looks like it's repeating its cycle. So some of you who are separated from a person or a passion or something that really means something to you, and you left out of fear, you are kind of emerging into that cycle again, and it seems like it might have been from a past life, or this was a past thing that you used to do that you really loved and you're separated from it. Whatever the case, you're at the beginning of a cycle, and in order for you to break the cycle, you're gonna have to go through it. But it's not always a bad thing to go through cycles. Women do it all the time. It's not fun. We all know that, but it's necessary in order for new things to come, Like, we as women have to go through our cycles in order for us to be able to give birth. And, whenever you can't cycle, that's how your body's not balanced. You're not getting that balance here. So, yeah, you're really going through you're going through a spiritual cycle. This is something that you've done multiple times, been through multiple times. You're afraid, you try to separate from it and it doesn't work out. So my big thing for you, Aries, is go with it. You're a very fluid sign, you're a very confident sign. I have every faith that you guys can just go with it. Ooh. So now we're going to do the tarot cards. We already had two just kind of fall out. I'm going to scoot this closer to me. We've already had two fall out. Ooh, there's the third. So these are going to be kind of like details. I'm going to use these ones as details. If we need more clarification, we'll just use a different deck maybe. So first here we have the Three of Wands in the upright. And that is basically you coming to terms with a decision. Like, you've made a choice, you've chosen a path, maybe you were split between two roads, but here you've made up your mind, and that's good. That's really good. So the next we have the Four of Wands in reverse. This is a lack of celebration, and sometimes can also be too much celebration. So if you're partying too much, or someone is partying too much, and it's starting to affect you to the point where you feel like you have to make this choice, this conscious choice to, deal with it, then I guess that's really what it's trying to tell you to do, is deal with this problem. Next we have the King of Cups. So Aries, we have the King of Cups for you. So what this means is that you're very emotional right now, but you're in your masculine emotions, which would, for Aries, that makes sense. Fire signs in general, you're very masculine energy. So you try to suck it up and pretend it doesn't exist. And in actuality, you just hurt yourself more, and you tend to hurt the people around you too. So this is really saying that you need to man up and deal with your emotions, which is really funny because everybody thinks that if you're a man, you can't feel emotion. No, that is toxic masculinity. That is not okay. If you're a man and you feel, you should be allowed to feel, even if it's not in front, you don't have to feel in front of other people to feel. That's the thing I think people really don't understand, is just because you're feeling for yourself, you're feeling for yourself. There's no one else around. There's no problem having emotions and feelings. We wouldn't have them if we weren't meant to. So a lot of good things come from emotions. I can see this little sailboat here. So again, this is separation, but it's this is an emotional separation. This is you separating from your emotions. And the fact that it landed on the male and female card, that you're not celebrating this passion, that you've made a conscious choice to not celebrate this passion because you're overflowing with emotion. And it's sad. It's really upsetting to hear, because Aries, you guys are so vibrant and so beautiful. I just don't understand why you would close yourself off like this. you know, you have your reasons. Aries always does, but I feel like you guys don't have to be so closed off with yourself. Yeah, see? You have the Five of Pentacles here, which is basically like being left out in the cold. This is the poor, it's supposed to be like the poor person in this card. Is basically like someone like who's homeless or doesn't feel like they have a home or a space or a place to live or a place to be themselves. Like it's again with that music card, it's you denying yourself like a true passion or like something that makes you feel at home. So you're just choosing to walk away from it. Yeah, so, and for some of you, you might be the one who's separated and you're the one who's like kind of got kicked out the house because this person got tired of your shit. Like, it could go a lot of different ways, but either way, there's a separation that you're not happy about and it's really taking a toll on your emotions. And you know, with it being a masculine card, it could be very much ego and pride that are getting in your way of this. So my biggest advice, actually, before I give you any advice, we're going to have this last card be your advice card. Yeah, so the Lovers in reverse. So, one, I'm being told, stop thinking so much about love. That could be for me, but let's be honest, I am not the Aries here. So, stop thinking so much about love and this like disunion or this imbalance or this lackluster that I just keep hearing about. You're not infatuated with yourself or your life anymore. And instead of, you know, healing that, you just are in this repetitive cycle, which is what we get with this like medicine man or woman, is that you're tired of being in this headspace, but you're also not doing anything to stop it. So as much as I love you, Aries, you need to like calm down. You need to calm down, evaluate your emotions, and like really think about how you can get yourself out of the cold, because no one else is going to save you but you. And you know that, Aries. You know that. You guys are so independent because you don't want to have to rely on other people. You don't want to be worried about anyone but yourself. And you still do because you have that in you. Like, you guys are just really feeling and compassionate people, but you're also, you know, not anyone to mess with. And you let people know that right off the bat. And I'm so proud of you for that, because as a Pisces, I'm a Pisces. You know, I am the opposite. Where like I'm the last sign, you're the first sign, and somehow we all get along so great. But yeah, you guys are very mule-headed. I shouldn't even say mule-headed. I'm gonna say goat-headed because y'all are goats. But you're very goat-headed about this situation. So I'm getting the feeling like you should just give up. Like, I don't want to say give up, but like let it flow, let it happen, let it go. Like, I'm so tired of singing Elsa songs. Let it go. I'm gonna pull all of these first. All right. So this is actually like a really nice little sum up here. So this is a sum up. I'm going to pull 2 cards for an outcome and advice. So, all right. So for this little sum up here, we're going to face this like this. So for this little sum up, we have, so you're separated from something that you're very passionate about and you're not celebrating, or yeah, you're celebrating, you were either celebrating too much or not enough. And it made you very emotional. And then you kind of put yourself out in the cold, or someone put you out in the cold, or you feel like someone left you in the cold. But either way, this is the cycle that you create. I keep hearing that you create this. This does not feel like anyone else's energy, because we're reading specifically for you. But I feel like this is something that you guys create with your own negative headspace. Like, you do this to yourself. Like, Justice is like an intellect card for me. I don't know how some other people interpret it, but I always see this as like intellect. This is definitely like, not only is this balancing the scales, you know, that masculine, feminine energy that you're not attending to, Um, not only is this someone who needs to like balance the scales and really gain justice over themselves, but I think that this is also a way for you to know that like your choices at this moment are just. Like you shouldn't second guess yourself on the choices that you're making because you've made them before. And, but you do have to be careful about this lackluster, about not caring so much for yourself or the people around you enough to want to feel for them. Okay? But we're going to start from this side. I just felt like I had to do that first. So we're over here, and like I said, we have this like passion. It really looks like it's some sort of commitment. It's definitely something that you've committed to, because the Hierophant is an advisor, yes, but he's also the spiritual leader. So he's the one that we look to in times of need, in times of separation, in times of indecision. So the Hierophant here is just simply letting you know that you're making this commitment, or this person has made a commitment to really stop this over celebrating or this lack of celebrating and really feel their emotions. They're still not ready to nurture yet. This is the Empress in reverse. So some of you could be separated from like a mother figure, if it's your mother or someone else's mother. Oh gosh, my solar chakra. But a mother figure here is here in reverse, which means that this is not a good, like this union is not very happy right now. And I say right now because it looks like it'll come out of it with the Four of Swords here. But for right now, this is a separation that is necessary. And this is also something that you need to learn to celebrate more or less. So, maybe, you think someone is worthy of becoming the mother of your child. And then you kind of emotionally look within and see that you didn't actually want to be with that person. So, or this person didn't want to be with you, or you want to remove yourself emotionally from the situation. And it looks like you will. It looks like you have. This is kind of coming out of rest when it's in reverse. When it's in the upright, this is laying something to rest. This is, a funeral. When it's in the reverse, obviously it's the opposite meaning. So this is you trying to get up and not like run into swords, like not get the sharp end of the stick. But you are making the right decisions right now, Aries. You have the Justice card, which is, justice is always the universe telling you that you either did right or someone will do right by you. Or, the rights of the world will be written. So those of you who are having a hard time or even going through like legal action, like I said, this is a separation. So some of you may be getting divorced. If that is the case, this Justice card is going to tell you that justice is in your favor. And even though this union is split, you still hold very much a lot of power, but you have to get yourself aligned. You have to get yourself balanced. Otherwise, no one else is going to see all this. And they're just going to see this. They're just going to see the Empress in reverse. They're going to see someone who can't take care of themselves, can't take care of the people around them, can't take care of what they need to. So just get your shit together. And then our last two cards. So your outcome is going to be the Hermit, Virgo. If you are a Virgo, you're in the Aries video. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, sorry, I just hear Virgo a lot. So some of you are dealing with a Virgo, or some of you may even be dealing with Aquarius, but Hermit card is here, which means you need to withdraw. You need to take time for yourself. And it's a good withdrawal. It's not like you're like walking away or, whatever. You're not ending the situation. You're simply just walking away from it. You're distancing yourself. And the advice is the Star card, which actually means guidance. So this is, to me, it sounds like the universe is just trying to tell you that they are guiding you, they're here for you, and they want to see the best for you. So, and I feel like them being combined is just like the universe saying that they want all this for you, but now you have to want all this for you. So, okay, Aries, that's really all I have for you today. I still have all the other zodiacs to do. So like, comment, subscribe. I really, really, really want you guys sharing these videos. Share them, share them, share them. You don't have to even, it's not for me. Like, someone out there needs these messages, and maybe it helped you, so you should share it so it can help somebody else. Okay? So, bye.